campus so many times, and I've heard you describing it as a magical place to the students. Why do you feel is the Azam campus different from the various other campuses that you visited? And I believe you compared this to your visit to Malaysia, which is any day a much more developed nation than India.
Azam campus is a wonderland of IT education. In many ways, in many senses of the word. It is because it gives an enchanting experience to a learner. It is wonderland because it has an ability to transform an ordinary learner into an extraordinary performer. You have to go to Azam campus and see that. You cannot just just imagine unless you go and see. These students, the little children coming from the economically challenged, the socially challenged sections of the society, they enter. The only thing that they have with them is a curiosity in their eyes. You can see that. With that curiosity they come, and Azam campus gives them an enchanting learning environment. I have not seen a campus of this kind where the children of the rickshaw drivers, the children of poor weavers, the children of people who are engaged in doing some small work of embroidery, not even getting, proper food and proper clothing and proper shelter, their children are brought to this campus, and suddenly a world of experience opens up before them. It is simply worth emulating by many people engaged in the field of education. You see that this campus has 2,500 plus world-class, state-of-the-art computers connected in single network. You may see 2,500 computers on many campuses. I'm not saying that such a campus doesn't exist. But you will rarely see a campus of this kind where all of them are on single ubiquitous fiber optic extreme bandwidth network. And then whatever books you normally require, that is from KG to PG education, something like 15,000 books the students require. These people have brought all those books online, and you sit on any of those computers in this network, you can access any of those books. You ask any student the books of his interest, I'm sure he will just, with the click of mouse, bring that book in front of the screen and demonstrate that this is a reality. I think that gives that student an empowerment, digital empowerment. The biggest deprivation of the 21st century is not just the financial deprivation or social deprivation, economic deprivation. It is going to be digital deprivation. I say so because 21st century is century of knowledge. Raw material is knowledge, finished product is also knowledge. Intellectual capital, the knowledge capital, is fast replacing the financial capital and land, labor. The knowledge workers are being rewarded much higher than the physical labor. we are seeing all this transformation. The knowledge input is considered much superior to the material input or energy input or money input. The knowledge is doubling after every few hours on this planet because most of the knowledge is being digitally born, digitally processed, digitally accessed, and digitally distributed. If you are not digitally literate, then you are facing the digital divide. You are not just facing digital divide, but you are facing knowledge divide. And you are not just facing knowledge divide, but you are facing opportunity divide. Because most of the opportunities of careers are on the plane of knowledge. And therefore, I feel that the kind of work that the people like Mr. P.I. Inamdar and his team, all the dedicated, enthusiastic, very, very vibrant team that is doing, has a much larger meaning in the current context because they are bringing that digital empowerment. The generation that they are creating is not that of digital immigrants, but that of digital natives. And those who are digital natives only have a bright future in this digital century.
Wonderful. My question here to you, you described the Azam campus as a wonderland. Where would you put Mr. Inamdar, as Alice or as Lewis Carroll, the man who wrote Alice in Wonderland?
Yes. I think both.
Both. Alice as well as Lewis Carroll. Wonderful. Sir, one